Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle and today we are jumping for a deep dive. Follow TV show, episode 2 of season 1, and it's starting very interesting. The first scene, we see a scientist, and I was under a strong impression by the coat and the Pip-Boy on scientist's arm that it is a Vault-Tec scientist. But a little bit further, we did discover that this is a deep enclave facility, enclave remnant. So in previous Fallout games, we never fully defeated enclave, as they are still in here in the future. The sign is very interesting as well in here, and it means a lot because our scientist is checking the weight of newborn doggo, the puppy, and the weight clearly is under 10 ounces. So based on instructions, it should go directly into incinerator. But something is different here, as usually Vault-Tec scientists would follow instructions exactly, but in this case scenario, it's giving it a name, number, and saving by cheating on the table and putting down 10 ounces. So we are already into some kind of a twist. It's unusual for regular Vault-Tec scientists as well for any Enclave member to do such a thing. I wish we could get more information about this person, but as you know, he will not make it through episode 2. So who is he? As we carry on, we discover even from those boards that they do very advanced experimentation with those dogs about behaviors as well as mind control. And later on, we are introduced to this mysterious chip. We don't really know anything about it, and our scientist is injecting it into his head. Very bizarre. We don't know what is it all about, but soon after, there is escape. He's being caught by other scientists and saved by the dog, CX4. It is a very brutal saving and escape starts. One of my favorite moments is happening in here because we see a defense turret emerging that says, "Please remain calm." Well known, epic phrase just before you are being shot. And the turret indeed fires, but all bullets are missing. I think that's a really nice fun against the Fallout universe, especially Fallout 76, when we have those camp defense turrets, and there was so many posts on Reddit saying, "I have 10 turrets around my camp and enemies are still destroying it, those are useless." And this is probably a pun against that, as this turret absolutely misses every single bullet and does nothing to stop the escape. So that was brilliant. Sense of humor in here, amazing. As Lucy is on her journey, fresh out of the vault, she did find a dead family, basically skeletons. But on the table, there is Vault-Tec Plan D. First time we see that. That's basically poison intended for humans. So that's something new. I don't remember Vault-Tec Plan D being present in any Fallout game. Now we know there is Plan D, and you would definitely not want to follow this plan. Then, when she's peacefully camping next to the campfire, her first night in the wild, the dog appears. And our scientist is in here for some reason, looks like on purpose, as if not his appearance and the dog. This ugly radroach will eat our vault dweller. Radroaches are described like those mighty creatures, amazing evolution, and our scientist is talking about them in way too many details. As well, a lot of details about Lucy's vault, where she comes. He knows these things, which for me it's another cue that most likely we are seeing a pre-war Voltec scientist. I cannot confirm it, but by everything going around, that's my feeling. That's the pre-war Voltec scientist somehow in here, traversing the wasteland after escaping from Enclave facility with microchip injected. That clearly didn't give him any superpowers. He was still acting like himself. Therefore, Lucy survives her first night in the wild. After that, our attention is diverted to Brotherhood of Steel and Knight Titus. Knight Titus, yes. The one. Everyone wants to get our guy, and most likely chip inside his head is the goal. At this point, we think that most likely it is, but at the end of this episode, we know it is the goal. The chip is what everyone wants. Our scientists simultaneously do not seem to be smart enough in the wild, extensive knowledge, but they almost camped outside of Yaoguai cave, narrowly escaping sudden death. I mean, not so sudden, but certain. And I couldn't skip this epic cinematic view of post-World War. Look at the beauty of that scene. It is truly awesome. I love attention to details. Looks good. Finally, our Brotherhood team reaches the Yaoguai cave, and here we learn that our Knight Titus has subpar combat skills, is a coward, and by no way, shape, or form fits. As a Brotherhood soldiers, we know the Knight Titus, the Chicken Titus, will fit more. And you can say more about Knight Titus, but nothing good, which is surprising. Nothing. Yaoguai looks awesome though. It is something scary. But there was one benefit of this Yaoguai encounter. Look how nice this new T60 power armor looks like, with those marks on the chest from Yaoguai claw. So there is a benefit. And eventually, Yaoguai is defeated, but not by the knight in power armor, but the squire with 10mm pistol. At that point, the face of Knight Titus is revealed, and he's injured severely. Gonna die unless someone uses a stimpak. What Knight Titus chooses to do? Let's use as this time to start threatening his squire, talking a lot of bad things about him and everything else. Now my question is this moment, is this a justification for our brave squire that is supposedly a good character, I would say, to just refuse to provide any help and let Knight Titus die? That is his choice. He will let Knight Titus die and steal his armor. And I'm not trying to defend Knight Titus by any means at all. That's terrible. He's painted as bad as it is possible. You cannot go any worse than Knight Titus. But still, is it a justification to say no and do not pass a stimpak when it is your duty? Or as a normal human person, would you hold off a stimpak? Or would you still apply a stimpak and save a life? Moral dilemma in here. But he made the decision. Then we have a very, very cool random encounter. A guy in the desert. And our Vault Dweller aiming a pistol at him to say hi. I think that's another pun on our characters walking everywhere ready to shoot whatever moves, and random encounters in Fallout games. It doesn't make always much sense, like in this case, this guy trying to produce water out of the sand, and later on, attempting to convince Lucy to stay with him in his paradise as his wife. Like, it's the peak of ridiculousness as you can get. Perfect. I would say brilliant. So, in the meantime, there is some power armor dance. After acquiring the power armor, first thing you do, you dance in it and have some fun. And after that, we do have a first twist on dark and goofy humor of Fallout universe. Maximus with his new power armor is like, I'm a good guy now. I will save this person from this bad guy that is trying to beat him up. And this innocent person will get saved. And then there is a twist. If you watched it, you know what the twist is. I will not play it. It's probably not appropriate to be played on YouTube, especially if you are watching with someone else. But yes, this guy was not innocent victim. He was doing some scientific curiosity on the chickens. Yeah. In the meantime, Lucy arrives at Philly. She has opportunity to get some iguana. Luckily, she says no, as in Fallout universe, you never know what iguana is made of. And we have this epic view on the city. I like how it's made. This looks really cool. Then we enter the shop, the store, with everything. Mostly absolutely useless stuff, like in Fallout games. There is so much stuff, mostly useless. Very rarely something you really need, overpriced, and that's the shops of Fallout universe in game. So it's very accurate in here. And then it's the time. All main characters are arriving at one spot, which of course starts the epic fight with cinematics, special kill cameras. I will not show very graphic, but it's the same as in Fallout universe in the games, captured brilliantly in movie version. One thing I really like is this custom ammo, custom bullets that Ghoul is using for different occasions, special bullets. This bullet flight in here with boom on the back. Wow, this scene is so good. Brutal, but really good, made perfectly. A little bit into the fight, our brand new knight arrives with those beautiful jetpack arms, which just confirms that in Fallout 76, those legacy suits of power armor with jetpacks being installed on arms are now suddenly the lore. There are jetpack arms. A little bit later, Maximum is leaving the scene in a very goofy flight pattern. I don't know if that was intended or not, but that's how it is. Simultaneously, Lucy is escaping with the scientist, and we have this guy back that is offering this time elixirs for everything that can even grow you a brand new leg. Unfortunately, no one is interested in buying any of those elixirs for some reason. And here we have a very moving scene when the dog first stabbed by the ghoul is being saved by the ghoul, with nothing else but the stimpack. Lucy continues her journey and we have another epic cinematic scene. Destroyed city, view from the desert. Those scenes are the best. It gives this special feeling, this special vibe, this twist of destroyed universe every time they show it. And we arrive at some piece of CCCP tech, Chinese tech related to bomb espionage. I don't really fully know what that thing is, do you? It kind of looks like some kind of spy plane, satellite. What is that? And that's the last moment. We have our Voltec scientist alive. As unfortunately, he decided to use Plan D. So he basically Plan D himself. And yeah. No more scientist. We don't know the secret. Who actually is he? That's what I really wanted to have answer to. Is what I think accurate? Am I mistaken? Who is he? On our screens as well, briefly appears the donut place. Iconic place from Fallout game, even Fallout 76. And here, Lucy is facing her first brutal reality check in the Wasteland. She needs to use the Ripper. I think that's the Ripper, our melee weapon, available as well in Fallout 76, to take the head of the scientist with her to deliver to Mordever. Can she do it? We know she can. And she just says,
Okie dokie.
and that's when luckily credits jump in and we don't need to see the final scene. Epic music, always with Fallout. I really like the fact that they stick with epic music, the same as in Fallout in the TV show. So we can truly say it's really based on video game Fallout. I'm really happy with the TV show, so this was episode 2. You disagree or disagree with my assessment? Let me know. And thank you for watching.